Okay, here's the last video of some of my stuff here. I'm gonna do a couple of poached eggs on toast and then wash my face, excuse me, and clean up and go to bed. Because I gotta get in early tomorrow. Now this piece morphed out of some other pieces. They were collages that I designed in color, but I morphed it with, you would call it multimedia. I made it into a mock of a real French menu. And this ended up on display at school along with those other collages that I made. The type I did not design by hand, but it was a type of a type of type. It's fonts, or we called them type, with typography that you would buy and you would carefully peel up and lay it out by hand. And John Hilding, he really loved this stuff. So here's the back of it. And in the front, you can kind of see that there's a map of Paris. And then on the inside, you can tell it's a French menu because there's no prices. So we had to think of all those different concepts. And everything had to be perfect. If it wasn't perfect, you would get a failing grade. So I learned a lot of that discipline, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad, though, looking back, that I did not get into the industry because it's very cutthroat. And then a lot of people, their careers got damaged after the crash of 2007, 2008. Here's another example of me playing with letters and shapes, doing stuff by hand, and showing them in examples. Let's see. I have an example of a newsletter. I can tell you more stories about my short stint in design because I did have a job in an in-house graphic design firm. I'll tell you about that later. I made more money actually as a waitress. But here's an example that I did on computer with all this freehand. Okay, and yeah, it's a playing card of a joker, but we have to just by hand, mind you, again. We had to show how this would be presented for the printing press. Let's see what else we have. There's an example of one of the designs I made in letterhead and business card and envelope. Let's see what else. This is a cartoon I did, and it's an ad for a newspaper. And basically it's a joke. All this is done perfectly by hand. T-square, triangle, pen and ink. But it's a play on Santa Claus standing on the weight scale. We did by hand examples for ads for newspapers. Stuff like that. Here's another one of my designs. All done by hand, pen and ink. I like to be precise and accurate. And here's another one here where I show the examples of cutting things out on film. Use this stuff, you know, for making t-shirts and things still to this day. But the amber lift and ruby lift, we would have to cut it out with an X-Acto blade. And it all had to be perfect. But this is a play on shapes of letters that I put together to make, you know, figures. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. I have to eat real quick and clean up and go to bed. I love you. I'm so proud of your channel. And I saw all those views, man. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm learning a lot. So, baby doll, you take care. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.